Are you posting just because you want to be consistent, or are you actually posting because you want to grow a good engaging audience? I'm going to share with you guys today in this video how I was able to grow to over 50,000 people online consciously and why you should do the same, coming up in this video. So for you guys who don't know me, I am Shika. I'm a travel lifestyle content creator, mentor, and owner of blogging. On this channel, I talk about all things spirituality, wellness, entrepreneurship, and social media. Welcome back to the series for the Instagram, how to grow on Instagram consciously. And it is basically a little sneak peek of what to expect for the conscious social media course that I have launched for you guys. The date is coming up really soon and I can't wait. All the information will be linked down below, as well as the free webinar, which is a sneak peek 1-hour webinar where I go over some great tips on how to grow on social media, 3 myths about social media, as well as how to use social media consciously. You do not want to miss it, so make sure you sign up for that free webinar. And also, if you want to sign up for the course, limited spots are available. Sign up down below. So today's video is going to be talking about how to use social media consciously. This is one of the biggest things that for myself, man, it was very hard for me to understand. And I actually created burnout for a whole 2 months because I wasn't being conscious with my content. I was just being consistent because I was consistent. People were telling me to niche down. There was so much going on and so much information, almost like so many cooks in a kitchen, you know that phrase? And I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to take a step back and kind of go back within myself to figure out, why was I showing up? Why was I posting every single day for 7 days a week? Why was I engaging with people? What was the sole purpose for that? So today's video is really going to go over why exactly should you create conscious content and how can you create conscious content easily. You guys didn't see, if I didn't say it, linked up here the series for this series that you're watching, how to grow on Instagram consciously. You guys can go check it out and watch the last 2 series so you can catch up, pause this video, come back, then we can chat. But that being said, with this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe so you do not miss a video. I do videos 3 times a week, and put the notification bells so you can be informed about those videos. And without further ado, also the subscriber of the day is Margaret Yvette. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first one that I really want you guys to brainstorm, why are you putting content out besides consistency? I get it. There's the algorithm. You're trying to get more followers. There's all this stuff. But to get more followers, you need to understand that consistency only makes sense if your content can relate to your audience. So really put less pressure on you need to post every single day, and put more pressure onto, or just, I guess, reflection and intention into, what is the content that I'm posting, and does it bring value? Does it answer the questions that people are asking on a day-to-day basis? How can I bring that in deeper? If you're giving yourself all of those things, then most likely your audience is going to respond to it. If they're not responding, then maybe go check my first episode where I talk about a little bit on, is your content making sense in the first place? And I go over a couple things that you should do to consider. So I will link it here for you guys. Number two, consistency is one thing, but let's talk about legacy. What is legacy exactly? I was reading a book. You guys know I refer to Robin Sharma. He is my hero. I love him and he's amazing. Such a gentle soul. If you have not read his 5 a.m. Club, you have to read it. But one of the things that he mentions here on how to grow on Instagram related to this specific series is that we are all here for a purpose. I love to bring this example because people literally don't know what to say, but let's just get serious here. If Instagram were to disappear tomorrow, what would happen? What would your brand be? How would you communicate with your audience? How would you be able to grow and inspire people and connect and communicate with them? Remember, social media is a communication platform. As we've seen in history, like, things come and go. Like Vine, overnight, it exploded. What happened? A lot of people didn't know what to do. So here, what's the most important thing for yourself, for me, for everyone here in our space, we're really trying to create a legacy here beyond just what's going on. I had this really great analogy told by my mentor, and he's been personally mentored by Tony Robbins. I look up to him. I love him. He's amazing. And one of the things that he mentioned to me the other day, and it really made me think, In social media, there are a whole bunch of red Smarties in this pool, in this like almost like in a mason jar. Let's just say this, right? Your goal when you're trying to create a legacy in your niche, in your space, is to be that one blue Smartie and to make your own jar. And let that thought sit, for example. Just let it sink for a bit. We are all here in the social media platform. It has allowed us to give the access to over 7 billion people on the earth that have access to us with the tips of their fingers. The way that we can create a conscious content, a conscious platform, is by allowing us to always remind ourselves intentionally, why are we showing up on this platform every day? Why am I doing this story? Why am I doing this content? Does it feel aligned with me, my purpose, and what I am doing, what I'm painting overall? If it doesn't, you need to take a step back and reevaluate what you're doing. So this is one of the biggest things that I could ever tell you guys. Create content that relates to your mission and your legacy. Make that jar that's the blue jar of blue Smarties. Don't follow what everyone else is doing. Create your own voice. You know, with every person there's differences, right? And over the 7 billion people, there is bound to be a few people that will also align with you and your ways of teachings, of knowledge, of thought, of product, of services, whatever it may be. But find a solution where the red Smarties can't see where it is and create it in a different section. And in doing that, that has allowed me to grow so much. I didn't see any person that was like me, that was talking about spirituality, wellness, and travel, and how to create traveling consciously and growing and being authentic. And when I didn't see that, I was like, why don't I make my own? I didn't go and look at someone else that I looked up to and say, I'm going to create their content. No, I took a step back and said, what content can I create for myself and what audience does relate with me? And in doing that, I even attracted people who were just curious about this perspective. So allow yourself to be that blue Smartie, not the red one. Number 3 is create more content that is candid and do less photo shoots and quoted little fancy quotes, flowery quotes that you Google and you post. The reason why I'm saying this is because so many of us, even myself included, when I was first starting, I would do like a whole day of shooting for 3 weeks of content because I was working my 9 to 5 and I just wanted to get it done. But that's not consciousness. That is becoming a chore. That is creating a chore of which you are trying to get a pleasure from getting followers and doing that. That is not within joy within yourself. Really need to make sure that you're creating candid photos. Create content throughout the week. Like, honestly, create content. The thing about content is it's like Instagram, for example, it's an agenda. It's like a little portfolio or what's that thing called? An album. Haven't seen those in a while, right? It's an online album of what you've done in your daily basis, what you do on a daily in your lifestyle, and what you preach or what your niche is. So share that on daily. You know, you don't eat all those foods in one day, do you? No, you eat those foods on different days. So when you do see a meal that you want to take a picture of, take a picture of. If you're doing yoga and you're really enjoying the feeling and just the energy and everything, then do that. But really allow yourself to align with exactly what you're saying, exactly what you're doing as well. This is so important. I can't stress enough. This is not conscious content, going and doing some shoots so then you can be consistent. Create content throughout. Yes, you should plan out content. I'm all about planning out content. I do talk about that. And one thing that I talk about in the Conscious Social Media course is I teach you how to plan content consciously. Plan, but also have some room to change so you can create content that are candid, and how to plan candid content. So really, this is one of the biggest things that I would say. If you guys are interested in learning more, you can check the link down below. All that information is down there for you. Answer your DMs and create conversations that can create content. There are so many times where I get a question and I'm like, wait a minute, this would be a great content. This would be a great video. And every time I hear that, I'm like, that's amazing. And what that does is I let my audience know, hey, I really like this question. Do you mind if I do a video on this? Do you mind if I do a post on this? I think this would help a lot of people. Because what that's going to do is a ripple effect for them to be conscious with what they're asking you and want to interact with you more. And word of mouth, number one, guys, is still the number one thing and way to get around, right? It's the number one way for people to know who you are. So what better way to do that consciously by responding to their DMs, their messages, their concerns, and creating creating it as content that's authentic, because most likely if they're asking a question, so is the rest of your audience. The fifth one is all about conscious content, how to grow on social media, specifically on Instagram here, and it's to take a break. Take a step away from Instagram. If the thought of you not posting gives you anxiety, the thought of you not being able to step away from your device gives you anxiety, you need to take a break from social media. I actually practice on a daily, as much as we are taking a break right now of life. I practice all the time for people to actually create content that is great and amazing, but at the same time, the purpose of you being consistent and being conscious and working smarter, not harder, is allowing you to take a break and live your life. Those pictures are just seconds of your life. They're not everything, right? So to help you grow on Instagram, you need to let people know, hey, I'm taking a break, or hey, I just went into nature, maybe take some pictures, but don't post about it. Take a break. Allow people to miss you on the platform. If they're always seeing your content, that's great, but then it's like kind of robotic, you know? It's not, there's no ups and downs to it, you know? There's no flows to it. And also it's gonna cause you to burn out, which happened to me for 2 months. And I can tell you based on my experience, please don't do that. And what allowed me to do that is when I do go back to my content after my break, my social media break, I'm so excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed it so much. I'm so excited to create content for you guys, and it makes me happy. So the same thing will happen to you. So that's it for how to create content consciously and how you should be conscious of your content to help you grow on social media, specifically on Instagram. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I do videos 3 times a week for you. Put the notification bells so you do not miss a video. And make sure you also sign up for that free webinar down below in the link, as well as if you are interested in learning more, the Conscious Social Media course is down below so you guys can register. Limited spots are available. I'm sending you so much light, love, positivity, stay conscious, and create content that gives you purpose and your legacy. Remember that. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. See you in the next episode.